You are muted, Bob.
Can you hear me now?
Man.
So everybody, please get out your seat for the elders. So these Odi were revealed to us. There's several things that it's important to discuss, right? Because sometimes we can have doubt or fear or apprehensiveness when we start talking about the Iyami, the mothers. It's important to understand, right, that anything that happens on earth has already happened in heaven. So anything that happens on Ayah has already happened in Ogún. It is the manifestation, right, of the energy. So we know that Osa Meji deals with the Iyami. There's several different situations that it discusses the relationship with the Iyami. One in particular is the Iyami coming to earth in the body of a Romulan. Right? So it's important that we understand that. So it shows us the ability or the adaptability of this energy to come in the body of humans in the yang. So it shows us a particular way of dealing with these energies, right? Making of a pese, even in other instances, right? Of course, Ebo Riru, followed by Akun Lebo. When the problems are persistent, when there's no change, right? What do? We offer to the Iyami. Ifani, Osa Meji.
Osa Meji.
The residents of the house near the market.
The residents of the house.
Residents of the house near the market.
Are those who gaze.
Are those who gaze.
At the brightly shining star.
At the brightly shining star.
This was Ifa's declaration.
This was Ifa's declaration.
To the pigeon.
To the pigeon.
When coming from Orun to Aye.
When coming
from Orun to Aye.
Who would bring wealth.
Who would bring
wealth.
With all parts of her body.
To all parts of her body.
She was advised to offer above.
To offer above.
She complied.
She complied.
Before long, not too far.
Before long,
not too far.
Join us in the midst.
Join us
in the midst
of abundant array.
Abundant array.
It is with the feet.
It is with the
feet.
Of array.
Array.
That the pigeon marches on the ground.
That the pigeon marches on the ground.
If I said with this verse that it is riches, prosperity, and well-being that should surely accompany those where this Odu is revealed. Ashe. So, we have it in the Yoruba, and it gives us a different meaning. It gives us a slightly different meaning. Onile etioja niwo irawo sasa loke diofun kuku tintorumbo wai aye ti yosi fi bobo ara kaje wale eboni wanika wase obebo orubo kopwe kojina iwabani ni jibutu ire wona ni ese ire erukuku fintele Ashe. This energy comes from heaven and earth. It tells us the relationship that this energy has, right, with Aye. It tells us. When this energy is coming to heaven, from heaven to earth, right, it comes from the immaterial to the material. The ability to call in and manifest, if you will, right, vibrate at a particular frequency to attract wealth. Not only to attract wealth, right, it tells us in the verse that wherever the pigeon goes, wherever it marches on the ground, it will be riches and prosperity. So think about that. Everywhere you go, everything you do, right? For those where this Odu is revealed, everywhere you go and whatever you do, there's abundance. So what is the vantage point of the pigeon? Wherever the pigeon may land, wherever it may rest, it's going from one place to another. The residents of the house near the market, those who gaze at the brightly shining star. Who's the star? Let me see by a show of hands who's the star. Or let me hear you say, I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
You the
I am.
star. You the star. We all have this energy to some degree. Some have it more than others. It's the ability, right, to not only see and recognize, but to be. To be. The pigeon coming from heaven and earth already above, and it is. Right? If we think about the pigeon, right, everything for the pigeon is given. We remember it from Ose Gunda, right? Aruma said there need to be thankful. I said they need to be thankful. They asked the rats, the fish, the birds, the beasts, the human beings to be thankful. They all asked why. Aruma said responded because of gratuitous feeding and drinking that they all enjoy. We remember that. So if we take that excerpt from that verse and we apply it to this, and so it helps us to see clear about the pigeon and wherever the pigeon goes and all the blessings that the pigeon shall receive. So I ask you, who's the pigeon? Some of y'all from the 90s might not agree. Who the pigeon? Everybody say, I am.
I am.
I am.
I am. I am.
Everything about you is valuable. Right? This Ifa says that they're watching you. You're being watched, right? So people care about your movements. People care about what you're doing, right? They care about what Ifarike is doing. They care about what Iyalode is doing. They care about what Iyanifa is doing. They care about what Iya Agba is doing. They care about what Ifa Dio is doing. They care about what Ifa Lowo is doing. They care about what Naze is doing. They care. This Ifa is saying, don't worry about that. They're supposed to see, they're supposed to notice, right? The shooting star, the brightly shining star, right? Irawo Sasa means shooting star. So it's saying you, those where this Odu is revealed, right? You being watched. You being discussed. Why? Because everywhere you go and whatever you do, every part of you is useful. The physical, the non-physical, your thoughts, your emotions. You're valuable. How does Odu Ifa help us to have progress? It asks us to shift our thinking, right? Shift our perspective, right? Instead of being unhappy or at odds with what is going on and being, at least kind of like have this nonchalant air about it, right? To continue to progress and move forward. This is the key. Wherever you may go on this earth, on the ground, there's a certain level of recognition between you and I. It says it in the Yoruba, right? Onile. Wherever you may go, whatever you may do, you're valuable. Don't be upset, right, about your erase. Don't be upset about your blessing. We notice that sometimes it is attached to challenge. So how do we look at the challenge? Sometimes it's just the way to the blessing. If I says that no matter what you do, riches, prosperity, and well-being shall be yours. So is it that we start there? All right, which one do we start with? Do we start with well-being? Is that the type of vibration that we need to be in to help us move to another vibration, one of prosperity and wealth, abundance? Do we need to start there? Yes. Right, this is how we enter into the vibration. So if we enter into a vibration, it's not saying that the things that aren't fine are fine. It's not saying that we must lie to ourselves and be disillusioned, but everything that we go through, everything that we experience is to that end. And we must see it, right, as part of our overall well-being. When we take this stance, when we take this point of view, when we take this vantage point, when we take this perspective, this is the thing that is truly abundance. If you can't be distracted by what they say, if you can't be distracted by what they do, and you stick according to your plan, the thing that you brought from heaven to earth, it will surely guide you to prosperity and riches, whatever that may be. Questions, concerns, comments on the first verse? No? The second verse, right? This is where we get some of the taboos from. It's kind of fitting based on the OB that we gave at the beginning of the temple, right? So, Ifani Osa Meji.
Osa Meji.
Osa Meji.
Osa Meji.
Osa Meji.
A head afflicted with ill luck.
A hand afflicted with ill luck.
Ill luck.
Does not protrude disproportionately.
Does not
protrude disproportionately.
The footprint of an insane person.
Footprint
The footprint of an insane person.
Is not distinguishable on the road.
It's not
distinguishable on the road.
Distinguishable on the road.
It is impossible to know the head.
It is
It is impossible to know the head.
It is impossible to know the head
Of someone
of someone
of someone
who shall become a title holder in a crowd.
who shall
Who
become
shall become a title holder in the crowd.
Ifa's declaration
Ifa's
declaration.
to Mobowú,
to Mobowú,
Mobowú,
the wife of Ogún.
the
wife of Ogún.
When they did everything
when they did
When they did everything
without any success.
without
Without any
any
success.
They were advised to offer a bow.
They were
They
advised.
were advised to offer a
They complied.
They
They
complied.
complied.
He who shall become
He who shall become
a king in the future.
a king in the future.
Nobody can say for certain.
Nobody can say for certain.
Nobody can say for certain.
Let a couple stop calling.
Let a couple
Let a
stop
couple
calling.
stop calling
Let a
Each
couple
other
stop
bad
calling.
names.
each other by their name.
bad name.
He who shall
He who shall
be crowned as king
be crowned as king
King
tomorrow.
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 Ashe.
Ashe.
How many times have you had to act right? And anybody want to say that? How many times have we bumped our head?
Too many times to remember them.
Iyalode.
I was gonna say many times, Baba.
I said many times. Them act rights. This Odu Ifa said, and it's coming from who? The mothers. Them act rights that we may receive or that others may receive, they may not be visible. Right? Them knots we get on the head from being hit in the head. It says it, right? A head inflicted by ill luck, right? Ill luck, things not going right. Sometimes it's not visible. The footprint of the insane person is not distinguishable on the road, right? They don't know that they walking around in circles, right? What was that song? You got me going in circles. Bum, bum, bum. Round and round I go. So the Odu Ifa is telling us, right, that sometimes the illness, the sickness, the challenge, right, is not apparent to others. It's not even apparent to the person. The thing is that sometimes things they can appear to be one way. Right? We can understand why. If the way was clear and the way was set, will we work on our character? Will we truly show who we are? Right? Will we stay in our shadow or will we get out of it? Will we do what's right? Right? So this is the thing about destiny, is that there's a high point to our destiny. And when we collect the different aspects of ourselves, right? Egungun, Egbe, Obatala, Osun, Oya, Yemoja, Shango, Ogún. When we collect these different parts of ourselves, right, we become more whole so that we can reach our best, highest destiny. This Odu Ifa says that there are things that affect the head that we may not be able to see, that may not be visible to the person. May that never be me. May that never be any of us where this Odu is revealed. So why is it that Ifa is telling us this? What information do the mothers want us to know from this Odu Ifa? Because as an elevated person, right, you must be able to recognize some of these things about other people. How are you going to help them if you can't recognize it? It's clear that they don't recognize it about themselves. Mobowú, Owu, is the stick in the fire. So sometimes we can poke around the fire, right? Stoke it. The fire got to be the right temperature for success. It's got to be hot enough, right? It's got to purify the metal. It's got to be hot enough to melt down the metal so we can remove the impurities, right? So it's that whole thing with Ogún, right? That in the fire, out of the fire, in the fire, out of the fire. This process, right? One, and then purification is the other. This process of purification that we must go through, right? In order to remove the ill luck, in order to remove those cycles, right? That's because that's what insanity is. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over. Sometimes we go through the same thing over and over. We have cycle after cycle, right? Year after year, month after month, day after day, hour after hour. Sometimes we can be in these cycles. We have to go through the process of purification for progress. Ifa says that if we don't do those things, we won't have success. If others don't do those things, we can see why they don't have success. It's some of these things that's going on. There's a problem affecting the head, right? That's causing ill luck. It's twofold. The decision making is off. What's the ebo here? Of course, is offering, doing ebo riru and akun ebo, right? But also receiving advice, changing one's behavior, changing one's perspective, right? We talked about it in the last verse. Understanding that wherever we go and whatever we do, right, there's wealth and abundance, right? That we should have overall well-being in those spaces. We should be vibrating at a particular frequency. We know, right? Once we vibrate in a particular frequency, things cannot penetrate our auric field. You can sense the energy in the room, right? You can feel the vibration. These energies speak before the person can, before we have any direct interaction with them. If I says that it intentionally hides some of these things, right? Because the only way that we can achieve some of these things is based off of character. We have to first change the way we see things, right? Because it says that certain things are hidden from us. It is impossible to know the head of someone who shall become a title holder in a crowd. It's a lot going on all the time. Sometimes it's not easy to see who is who, especially when you've had ill luck, especially when you've been going around in circles. If I ask us to continue to move with clarity, allow ourselves the time to recognize these things about the people around us in our community, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's Mobowú, right? Clients. Let us all be able to recognize these things, right? Because then after the recognition, we can make the change. We can see it in the verse, right? The head afflicted with ill luck. That's going on first. The insane person his feet are not distinguishable in the road, right? That's going on as well. Not being able to recognize one's position or the position of others in the crowd. 3 things that affect the head. There's a need to purify one's thoughts for success. Offer above, clean, the way they think of. Who's gonna be elevated in the future? No one knows. This is why we must hold tight to Ifa. We must offer above and work on our character. So being disgruntled with the thing that you align with. There is no woe is me, right? There is no, we should be thankful. Because if I says it in those certain terms, right, that we should be thankful for the things that Olodumare and our Ori has given us. The alignment that you have with your job, don't be disgruntled. The family that you were born into, even though the relationship must change, don't be unhappy about it. Don't betray. It says all these things in a nutshell, right? Because we don't know. So we don't know who's who and what's what, right? Because the physical body is just an avatar. If I ask us to do a lot with this verse, if I says that for those where this Odu is revealed, right, they will be kings in the future, right? It's almost kind of like a rhetorical thing, right? It's not really a question, but it is a question. Who shall become king in the future? Nobody can say for certain. So what must we do? We must treat everyone with respect. We must always be honest. We must always follow our agreements. Ashe. Questions, concerns, comments? Ifobanke?
Baba, did you call my name?
Yes, ma'am. Do you have any questions?
Could you come back to me? I'm just trying to formulate it in my head about the not knowing who may be who in the future. I'm just not having understanding. Is it saying that being just because someone might become something in the future, or shouldn't we just be respectful anyway?
Benny, it is saying that. But people need to treat you well because they don't know who you're gonna be in the future.
Oh, okay.
But you're correct. You
goes
are
both
correct.
ways.
Right? We should treat people well as well.
Yes. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that it was both ways, not just because of who someone is going to be in the future. I didn't really resonate with that, but respect to everyone.
Yeah. So it's saying that people need to respect you. People don't need to mistreat you or misbehave with you because you're an elevated person. They can't see who you are in the future.
Oh, I was looking at it the other way around. Just so I didn't even think about me.
Oh yeah, so we need to look at things both ways.
Right. That's where I was confused at. That's exactly where I was confused at. So thank you, Baba.
You're welcome. Ifadari.
No questions, Baba.
I said Ifadari, but Ifadari, no questions. I say Ifafumike. I mean Ifadari.
Yeah,
Ifadari. We ain't hear you.
I don't have any questions.
Asheo Ifafumike.
I don't have no questions, but I'm gonna have to talk to you after, because this was all on my toes. So
Ashe.
yes,
Ashe.
I had a dream and this falls everything in life. So
Ashe. Ifakansola.
Ifa Bonke asked my question, Baba. I'm good.
Okay, Ifalekan.
I'm good. I ain't got no questions, bro.
Ifalowo.
No, Baba and Ogbo Ato.
The reward will phone. Ifatusin.
Can we apply either one of these prayers to our morning?
Yes, but there's protocols with this Odu-Ifa. So we have for our yearly Odu, right? We have when we see Osa, we do what? For our
We stand
palm
on
oil,
our feet. Or
from Osa one. So when you see this Odu, right, we have two people in the Ile with this Odu. And so so make sure you got your palm already if you're gonna say this verse. And so, depending on what's going on, you may not want to invite it, but I don't see anything wrong with it.
That will require you to send me some, Bob.
Benny.
Amazon.com.
she already paid me for it.
Hello.
So OG gonna say you might get it faster if you order from Amazon. I think that's what he's saying.
I think that's a better idea, I think that's a better
Y'all
idea.
terrible. Y'all terrible. EIO.
No questions, Bob.
Naze. Omoya.
It's not about it's about the palm oil. I need some too, Baba.
Hey, Benny. y'all too much.
When I said Amazon.com.
But if I said anything harmful or hurtful or untrue to shoot for myself, if I say anything that's true, correct, brings my life, it is surely from the final of the fire. I was gonna ask the Oloye and Iyabiye and Iyagba and even if I told me, do y'all have any questions? But I'll wait till we finish this segment. Oh, Ifarike, I'm sorry.
I lost reception. Where can I find the verse?
In the messages.
In the chat?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
I don't see it. Okay.
They're in the chat. It's not a problem sending them to you.
Would you please? Thank you.
You should try to download them out of the chat though first.
I think because I lost reception, it's not there.
Oh, you might miss out then. That's how I'll be doing it.
Well, I'm at work, so unfortunately it was out of my control. I lost it in the building.
Hey, no, it's all good. It's all
Thank
good.
you.
You're welcome. Let me turn the stream off.